So my name is Andy Stump. We are currently sitting in beautiful Montana, actually about 70 miles as the crow flies from the Canadian border. As you can probably see behind me, a little bit of the white stuff has started to fall unexpectedly. I was not prepared. I have a few things on my shopping list. Lived here for about 2 years, and before that I lived in San Diego, and that was driven by my previous occupation. So I was in the military for 17 years. I went through the SEAL pipeline when I first got in and continued down that career path the entire time. Spent time on the West Coast and the East Coast, and then came back and retired on the West Coast. And in 2000, late 2002, early 2003, was doing a pretty intensive skydiving trip out in Arizona, and a buddy of mine had, just remember to this day, a chrome set of what I think were radiators, chrome lenses, and of course they were cooler than the glasses that I was wearing, so I made fun of him and mocked him, and then secretly figured out where he got them from. They happened to be a pair of Gatorz, and ever since then, for 17 years now, I've been wearing these glasses. Definitely when I jump, but I mean, pretty much throughout all times of the day. Anytime that I'm not doing anything like jiu-jitsu, like we did this afternoon, probably not a good time for shades. But have been a huge supporter of the brand since that first pair, and actually developed a professional relationship with the brand in 2015 timeframe, and I've been working with them really closely ever since. But I've been really fortunate, my previous military career, it opens a lot of doors. And one of the coolest things that has happened because of it is I've been introduced to some influential people, one of them being Joe Rogan. And that guy he's just one of the most genuine people I've ever met, but he's an incredible connector of people as well. And he introduced me to a guy named John Dudley, who is his archery coach. And I met Dudley in the context of just trying to understand archery better. I didn't realize he was probably one of the best bow hunters on the face of the planet, and he just really took me underneath his wing. And for the last 3 hunting seasons, which has only been 2 years, I keep thinking it's been 3 years, but it's actually only been 2 years. I just completed my 3rd hunting season. He has been guiding me and mentoring me and shepherding me through this process of just learning how to hunt and managing all those mistakes, which is what I describe hunting as, really. And it's been amazing. It's been an aspect of my life I never aimed for, and I never thought was necessarily going to happen. Hadn't really spent much time. And now I have, the month of September and August on my calendar basically blocked off. And I draw motivation from a lot of different places. When Joe Rogan says, hey, you should start a podcast, you should probably listen to him. And he's been there for me to ask questions to, and then I just see what he's been able to do with his, and it's unbelievable. So there's motivation there. And then the same thing in the bow hunting world or the archery world. I watched the thousands of hours and hundreds of thousands of arrows that Dudley shoots every year in preparation. It's like, man, and then I'm like, wow, I thought I was working hard. I need to get off my ass and I need to do more. I remember the first jump I did, I'm pretty sure the first pair of sunglasses I bought from Gatorz was a set of radiators. Fit well underneath my helmet. It didn't give me a tension headache, and I could totally see. And since then, and they were malleable, and I can mold them to my face. They fit well under a closed face helmet as well. So my introduction to them was truly through the skydiving world, and they just work so well. And I was doing so much jumping at that time that I didn't want to mess around with it. I mean, when you're going out and you're teaching a student and they're learning how to skydive, if you can't see them and there's an issue, you got a problem on your hands. It's a very complicated and high-risk teaching environment. And once I started wearing them, I really never went back. I love the fact that they form fit to my face. I do have a little bit of light sensitivity just due to some of the head trauma that I've had and the ability to really wrap them close to my face. There's just no comparison as far as the quality and durability and just how well for me they fit my face. I had unlimited access largely to money, people, and equipment when I was in the military for 17 years. We could go get trained by whoever we would want to get trained by. From an optic, night vision perspective, radio perspective, uniform perspective, load-bearing equipment perspective, we could largely choose what we wanted to do because money wasn't an option. And I don't use anything that I used to when I was in the military except for the glasses that I'm wearing right now.